It's your boy MEGA down to the Z Lil Magazine. You tuned into Anything Musical every Wednesday. So you can follow them on Twitter or Facebook at CITEZW. CITEZW. Don't forget that. It's the hottest show in town. Respect.
Welcome to Anything Musical. My name is Patron, the Beefactor. This is Asake Music, Asake Online. Do follow us on Twitter at CITEZW. Do follow us on Facebook at Center for Innovation and Technology. Today on the show, I'm joined by the award-winning artist Novuyo. She's popular known for the song Bambelela and R-A-E-O-O. Novuyo, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Right, Novuyo, let's talk about your music, your journey. Take us back to the first day of music.
Alright, so basically I started when I was very young, yes. So then before, I didn't have confidence in my voice. So I would literally hide behind my sisters and always be a backing vocalist all the time. So, but then I started gaining confidence when I took my first step. I had toured Mozambique with Umoja. So then it so happened that my twin sister, her voice went, and then no one knew the song except me, so I was forced to sing the song. So that's when I started gaining confidence, and then I said, oh, okay, I've got potential, because a lot of people, were saying, you were great, you got such an amazing voice, and I didn't even know. So then I kept pushing. 2014, me and my sister and Novuyo started our own band called One Stand, and then from then I never looked back. But still, the confidence was still lacking. But then 2015, that's when I said, let me try and do this on my own. I went for Star Bright, and then surprisingly, I got the overall title for the year. And from then onwards, I never looked back. That's when it went on and went on until today.
First day I got audition.
Okay.
Which song did you sing? First two auditions out.
The I didn't even want to audition. I went there, the intention was to watch, but when I got there, my friend forced me to audition, and she even paid for me. So I auditioned. I remember I sang Mr. Jailer by Asa, and then the judges made me sing another song. So I thought maybe I didn't do well. So then I had to sing Mercy Gray, I Try, and then what I saw was smiles on their faces. I didn't know whether I did good or bad, but then when I got off stage, they started playing I Try, and then everyone was like, wow, wow, wow. So I was like, okay. It was scary. I was nervous. It all turned out well. The next thing, I got a call that I had qualified for the next round.
How did it feel for you as a girl?
It was amazing experience. I was so overwhelmed at the same time, because one, I was the first first female ever to take the title, and then secondly, I was the first person ever from Bulawayo to win the title as well. So it felt like an achievement, a big one for me, because it was my first biggest achievement, and I suddenly started gaining recognition in the industry. So it was a very good stepping stone for me.
So far, in terms of Bulawayo music, how can you rate Bulawayo music in terms of where are we, a scale of 1 to 10? Bulawayo music.
That's a hard one. Bulawayo music is great. It's amazing. To be honest, we have improved. We've grown so much. I mean, check now, at least some of our artists are being recognized internationally. Talk of Temi Moyo, talk of Japreza, talk of XQ, just to mention a few. So I would say, out of 10, we are at least at an 8.
So as Bulawayo music being recognized internationally, you toured China.
Yeah.
How was the experience? Take us through the experience of touring China as a Bulawayo girl. Just one step right now, you touring China. How did it feel for you?
It wasn't that amusing, because it wasn't my first international tour. Before, I toured Germany, I toured Austria, I toured Russia with Indom Zumkangala, I toured Mozambique, I toured South Africa with Umoja. So it wasn't that amusing, because it wasn't really my first time to go out there. But then for China, it was also a good experience. I mean, though there were some challenges in terms of language, like language barrier, you know, to communicate with the other people, because there were lots of countries involved in the cultural exchange program. So there was a lot of, because some countries didn't even know how to speak English. So, but then it was a good experience to actually learn a bit of, I mean, words in other languages, like Korea, like even in China. So yeah, I'd say it was everything in one. The experience, you know, getting to meet lots of people, it was okay. It was okay.
Speaking of it's a branch out, Sandra Ndebele's branch out. Some people have described you, Novuyo, as someone who's like Sandra Ndebele, the African queen, the Ndebele queen. How do you feel about working with Sandra Ndebele, and how do you describe your presence in your life, in your career?
You know what? I've gotten that a lot. That's actually true. I'm so grateful for Sandra because she taught me a lot. I got into the industry, I was very young when I started working with her. So I didn't even know anything because I dance as well. So I didn't know traditional dances. That's where I got to learn all these sorts of traditional dances. And yeah, she's been a real inspiration. Sandra Ndebele is one person that's really what inspires me most about her. It's not her music per se, but the fact that she's a hustler, she's a go-getter, she's very hardworking, she is a businesswoman. So that those things I've taken to account, and she knows what branding is, and those are the things that I've actually picked from her and took with me up to here. So yeah, I'm grateful. It's been a great experience to learn a lot of things from her. Yeah.
Let's talk about the Star FM Musical Awards. They know Star FM Musical Awards, and Novuyo is announced as the winner. Away from Harare to Bulawayo with an award. How is that feeling? How are you feeling? And how did you feel like winning an award? Bulawayo girl is in Harare winning an award.
It was one hell of a good experience. I mean, I was against dope people like Skyva, like Sandra Ndebele herself, like John Cole from Harare, with, you know, so I didn't actually see it coming, to be honest. I thought maybe John Cole is taking it because to me it was more about the following. I didn't even think that so many people would actually, I mean, I didn't even think they would take my song for a win. So I was just shocked. I was overwhelmed. But then the good thing is what made me happy, I didn't care about the win, but what I cared about that night is I got a platform to perform. I got a chance to perform in Harare for the first time. So I was happy that a lot of people would actually see that she doesn't have the voice only, but she's got good stage presence. She knows what she does on stage. So I was only excited about that, to be honest. So when I got the win as well, I was like, yes. And I'm just grateful to God. I mean, hello, this is not my doing. It's all because of God. So yeah.
Right. There's a song of yours which was recorded in a classroom setup with a Skype microphone.
Yes.
And then the song gets a lot of comments and a lot of like airplay. How does it feel? Take us back to the song when you recorded the song with Lens in a classroom. Was it intentional to say in the classroom?
No, it wasn't. Everything was just a coincidence, a beautiful coincidence. What happened was, when Lance gave me the beat to sample, we were in a class. We were in a classroom. So it was like, do you think you can write on this? So I listened. And then suddenly, with me, when I hear a bit, sometimes I just want to write immediately. So I get inspired immediately if it's good enough. So suddenly I was just inspired. I started writing. I didn't even see that what I'd written was rhyming to A, E, O, O. So when I was singing, when I was practicing, trying to get the flow together, I realized, no man, this is A, E, O. The first words were rhyming to A, E, O. So that's when I decided, so I could actually come up with a chorus on this. So that's when bang song happened, and then we just recorded. Then so I was like, no, we're not taking chances. We're doing this now. We're working. We went and locked ourselves in one of the classrooms, and bang, we recorded using a Skype mic. We put my scarf as the item to what do they call it? Yeah, to try and have a good sound, and then bang, the song came out. Just like that.
So what inspired the song Bambelela then?
Okay, so I was going through some phases, certain phases in my life, and I remember Lanes had come from SA.
Yeah.
So it was like, we need to record, and I was like, Ish, we didn't have a studio, he had left school, and then those days I think we were not at school, we were on holiday, and I was like, oh, there's no way, I'm calling my dad, and we are recording at my house. So we took his equipment in the bag, we took it home. My dad said, yes, it's okay. We took it home. So whilst he was in my room setting up, I had to finish cooking. So I was cooking. Then Bambelela started coming in my head. You know, I was listening to the beat, and I was thinking, what am I going through? What have I gone through? And then suddenly I thought it was important to inspire someone out there to say, no matter what you're going through, just hold on, be strong, it will pass, everything comes to pass. It's just a wave, it will go. So then lyrics started coming in, and I remember my voice was gone that day. My voice was like, I had some flu, so I was like, I can't do high notes. So I asked my twin to actually feature. I was like, would you want to feature? Yeah. So like, yeah. I was like, let's do this. Bang, bang, it happened. Yeah, there you go, Bambelela.
Speaking of parents, most of the time abazali have support in terms of, I want to do this art, I want to be a comedian, I want to be a singer, I want to be an actor. But your parents have been supportive in terms of your career.
Yes, my mom especially. In the beginning, my dad was like, now. My dad is a very academic person, so he was against all those things of music, dancing, you know, so, but then eventually he started coming through. I think he started mostly appreciating this whole thing when we toured Germany for the first time. He was the proudest parent. He was like, my daughter's going to Germany. I think the whole area was like, you know, being told that same story. So he started then seeing that this thing could actually be something big. So yeah, they are very supportive every step of the way. They support, they've never let us down up to today, and they're the proudest parents.
You're also starting at a diploma in music production and sound at College of Creative Arts in Africa.
Yes.
Like, how do you balance between music and schoolwork? How to balance the two?
The good thing is it's all music related, so I get to, it's not really a hard time juggling both because it has to do with music. So I try and manage. I mean, school wants me from Monday to Friday, and then mostly during weekends I've got gigs maybe. So I try and make it work, and then I take advantage when I've got free periods. That's when I sneak out and go record. And the good thing is we've got a studio at our school. Sometimes I use the school studio, sometimes I have to sneak out and go record somewhere. Yeah, so it's not really a hassle, but yeah, but it is hectic when I have exams like this and people want collaborations, and then I've got a gig coming up, and then I need to do assignments, I need to read, and then it gets difficult. But then I try and minimize and be on hold. Like these days I'm on hold, no studio time, no gigs. Well, I have a gig, but sometimes when money, I need the money.
If you're still joining us, we are watching Anything Musical right here on Center for Innovation and Technology. My name is the Beefactor, the man behind the gems. I'm joined by Novuyo Sigel. Novuyo, let's talk about the challenges that we face in the music industry. Earlier on, I talked about the girl power and girls rising and just staying away from men and stuff like that. In music, sometimes men tend to abuse women in the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you react to those things?
It's actually there. It's alive and kicking. It's happening. A lot of girls don't get to speak out, but then most girls are abused in the industry. You know, so you tend to realize some men come and promise you the world. You know, I think the problem is when you want to have the shortcut to things. And then you let someone promise you things, and then when they don't deliver, you are now a victim, and you've been abused already. I mean, sometimes it's not even that. You don't see it coming, but it happens, and the next thing you realize, so I've been used. I'll take for instance, there's an incident that happened. I'm part of this group called United Women in Music. There is an artist that was recently abused by some promoter of some sort. But the good thing is she spoke out, and yeah, the issue is in court right now. So it was taken further. So that's the good thing, is we need to unite and stand together and report these people, because it has to stop. Yes, it's alive, it's happening. You realize, I don't want to dwell much into that, but I'll just say it's happening, it's there. These are the challenges that we women face. So what we need to do is to stop depending on people to do things for us. Learn to do things on your own. Learn to stand on your own and say, I can do it. Don't rely on anybody to make things happen for you. Go out there, seek. There's Google. I mean, these days you just Google and try and see how things are done. Don't wait for somebody to come and say, no, I'll market for you. No, just go and research how you do your marketing. No, I'll get you gigs. Try and do your own gig. Call people. Even if 5 people come, it's a start. Tomorrow you have 10, the next day you have 20. The number will keep increasing, and stop relying on people to do things for you.
Well, now let's talk about the support in terms of supporting our music. We saw Uguti, we had a show during the ZITF shutdown, and things happened. And to quote you, said it was the worst nightmare of your life. What happened that shutdown?
A lot of things happened, but I don't want to talk about them. I'll just talk about what you mentioned, support. I think it goes as far as 19 all long, as far as the Majaivana era. I mean, our own people have always lacked support, but no one is entitled to support your brand, your business, or anything like that, your music per se. So there are people who support, and I'm grateful for that. But then, more or less, the support is not enough from our own people. I mean, we do shows, local shows, but the turnout is always bad. And then you tend to see that Mlindo comes, or somebody comes from SA, from wherever, but then there's a full house. People are willing to fork out 100 rands, 20, 200 rands, $20 US for as far as VIP. But you never get that with our local artists, and as much as they are very good compared, some of them are very good compared to some of the international artists, the so-called international artists that they bring here. But then still, you don't get that kind of audience, so of turnout per se. So we will always, we are far from reaching out. I mean, you start only being appreciated more when you've come from somewhere else. Oh, Novuyo is now based in SA. Oh, she released a song with Prince KB. So now they start realizing you. Now they start noticing who Novuyo is. So now they want to start paying for you, paying for your project. But you came here, you were trying to push, nobody was seeing you. So that's what we're facing, and there's nothing we can do about it. So,
but however, can you say Ulawa is hating on his own people when some songs of your songs have been on the charts, have been on #1 charts, have been voted by people, by supporters? You have won awards, people have voted for you to win the awards. So can you say Ulawa's audience is hating on his own people?
Not per se. Not the thing is it's actually a half-half situation per se. So I mean, I'm so grateful. People have been showing me support, to be honest. But what happened at the ZITVF was another story. So I even, surprisingly, I even saw a post. Someone was apologizing. He said that he is one of the people that actually threw missiles at me. So, and he was like, I'm sorry to Novuyo Seagull. I'm one of the people. Me and my friends were drunk and we were by the corner. We started throwing things at him. We started booing at him. So, I mean, at least someone took responsible for their actions. And I think I don't want to talk deep. I don't want to go deep about this because I've got a lot to say. And yeah, let me just end here for now.
Well, let's talk about the radio station that we have in Bulawayo. We have Kulmane FM, we have Sky's Metro FM. Now we have Sight, which is supporting local artists in Bulawayo. How would you rate to those platforms now giving support to Bulawayo artists? We
are grateful. I mean, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't even be known, to be honest. Back then, it took people a whole lot of decades to have your music played. It's probably ZFM, Star FM, or any other radio stations, international stations. I heard some artists would actually say that they would have to pay someone for them to have an airplay. So, I mean, thank you, Kulumani, thank you, Sky's Metro. We are grateful because a lot of our own people now recognize that there is actually lots of talent in our own country. Lots of good music that you can actually appreciate, especially good music, very good music, you know, so viva to them, shout out.
Now let's zero in into the Royal Bulawayo Arts Awards, which are happening on the 29th of June. You've been nominated thrice for the outstanding Kwaito song, Kwaito House, Drum Artist, and Song of the Year, as well as the outstanding film artist. How do you feel about these nominations?
It's an honor, to be honest. I'm humbled by the nominations. It shows that my music is being recognized, my music is being appreciated. So it's only the beginning. Doesn't mean I should grow a big head. It's just a stepping stone towards greater things even. So I'm grateful for the recognition and it's actually an inspiration to give me more zeal to make more music and more oomph to keep doing this, because I mean, when you see that you are being appreciated and you're being recognized, you have that enthusiasm to say, I want to do more, I want to work more, I want to keep producing good music. So for me, it's an honor. It's just amazing. Thank you for that.
Novuyo, you are one of the presidents that has been there on the newspapers most of the time, people talking about, hey, be it positive or negative, but you have kept going, you have kept your head high and you keep on singing your song, telling your story. What has kept you going?
Like I said, Bambelela was an inspiration because of all of these things. I think I've been through hell enough to say nothing can actually really knock me off. Right now, I've learned to stay. So I'm a mom. Yeah. I got to be strong for my son. I got to he like there's a human being depending on me, so I can't fall. I can't trip. There's no way. I got to be strong. I gotta stand with my head up high and focus and keep going, because I've also learned that giving up is not for successful people. So for you to be successful, you got to be strong. You got to be hardworking, and you know, haters make you greater. Yeah. So yeah, you keep hating, I keep going great, and things keep going good. Yeah, and the rest is history.
So right now, what are you currently working on in terms of music-wise?
Oh yes, so I've got a surprise for people in the next week or something. So I'm releasing my other single called Money in My Purse. So yeah, taken from my rant, what happened at the ZITF, so I took that as an inspiration, and I'm releasing my song Money in my purse. Yes, coming soon. Maybe in a week's time or so. Yeah.
So to watch out for Money in My Purse by Novuyo single is coming out in a few weeks. Right, Novuyo, in closing, what can you say to the young upcoming artists who look up to you and say, one day I want to have that song and have that money in my purse? What can you say to them?
Oh, and before that, I'm also releasing my album in maybe 2 months' time. It's called Love, Bitter and Sweet. So yeah, look out for it as well. And to those that want to make it in this industry, I think you never make it in the industry. You never arrive, not per se, not never make it, but you never arrive. So what you do is you keep going, go beyond the sky. The sky is not the limit. Yeah. Keep pushing, you know, when you don't have, even if you think people hate, when you don't have haters, you are not an artist, a great artist. A great artist has got haters, and that should be an inspiration for you. That should keep you going. That should make you work more. So keep pushing. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You got this.
Novuyo, keep on shining, keep on inspiring, keep on telling your story.
Thank you.
And come to 9 June with the Royal Double Arts Awards. Go and get those awards and put the money in your purse.
Yeah, I got the money in my purse.
And this is Anything in Musical, and my name is Barton, the Beefactor. Do follow us on Twitter at SitesW. Do follow us on Facebook at Center for Innovation and Technology. Where are you on Twitter?
I'm at Novuyo Sigel 1.
Do follow on Twitter at Novuyo Sigel 1. To follow me on Twitter at The Real Beefactor. #Asake. This is Anything Musical. Till next time, have a pleasant viewing.